Hi, my name is Karen and I am the Twitchy Stitcher, and welcome to Y2K Flossmas Day 2. I hope you all watched Y2K Flossmas Day 1 yesterday, which was hosted by Karen the Stitching Owl, and we had great fun taping it for you. Today I'm planning to show you my advent calendar, my 100 Stitch a Day project, and tell you about the first of my favorite 12 floss tubers. Now, these are not my regular friends that I stitch with all the time. These are just stitchers who regularly bring joy into my world. The first thing we're going to do is talk about my hot chocolate for the day. And it is chocolate macaron. And it actually tastes like maraschino cherries. So it's really nice. It's a little bit dark, but I really am enjoying it. The first thing I'm going to show you is my advent calendar. And this is it right there. It's on 16 count Ada, called Thin Ice, from the sewingshop.ca. The frame is 3,842 stitches. And so I did the entire frame in November. It's still on my hoop because I'm going to be working on it as soon as I finish taping this. So day 1, the Christmas gift, was 626 stitches. And day 2, Santa, was 440 stitches. Now, I did make some changes. This is what it's going to look like when it's done. And as you can see, there are backgrounds. And I chose not to do the backgrounds, but to do it on a dyed fabric. The other thing I'll do is, if you look, you'll see there's a color that's pretty orange in there. And I substituted that orange color for 498. And the other thing I did was, because the frame is left unstitched, I used 3842 to stitch the frame. I just thought that blue looked so nice. And I like the little more red color than the orange color. So the next time you see this, I will have 3 and 4 done, hopefully. The other changes I made was I switched, it's supposed to be 603 and 604. And to get a little bit more boom for my dollar, I decided to go from 603, and then I went to 605 just to get a clear, distinct change of color. And I also took 911 and 910 and chose 911 and 913 for the same reason. I didn't want a subtle change of color. I wanted it so you could see it clearly. The next thing I worked on is my small nutcracker. I've got to get my notes here for the numbers. This is on 16 count opalescent that I dyed myself. I don't know if you'll be able to pick up the sparkle just a little bit. And so this is the first nutcracker, the green one. As you can see, I've got the boots, a little bit of his pants, and the beginning of his jacket done. There is a lot of beads in this project. There are close to 800 gold beads in these 3 nutcrackers. And on day 1 and day 2. Day 1, I did 109 stitches. On day 2, I did 118 stitches. I try for my 100 stitch a day project, I try to go over 100, but not necessarily to go the entire length of the thread. Sometimes I just leave it the way it is. And so not tomorrow, the day after, I hope to have the pants and the jacket done. I think it's going to work out to be so adorable. As you can see, there's lots of beads here, beads in the boots, beads clear, beads across the hat, beads around the top. Shannon Christina's really outdid herself on this one. So, and these are the mini nutcrackers, not the large ones. And the other thing I want to talk to you about is my favorite floss tubers. And these are not the friends I stitch with, but these are people, because there is a man included in the list, that as soon as their video pops up in my feed, and I'm subscribed to them all, I watch them. I watch them in their entirety, every stitch. And the first one I want to talk about is Fickle Stitches. Kate is from New York State and Cheryl's from Nova Scotia. And I've watched them from the very beginning when Cheryl went on Matt's, the NBC Stitcher. She went on to his floss tube, and now she was starting her own channel. Kate is an amazing stitcher, and she has more BAPs than anyone I know. She gets an amazing amount of stitches done weekly. And she has just finished her cryptids alphabet, and the finish will blow your mind away. So check out her last video. And Cheryl, she loves to stitch Christmas all year round, lots of smalls. So she's like the opposite of Kate. So they're really quite a contrast between what they stitch and what they accomplish. And she just finished a massive Christmas stitch for all her family. And their friendship, it shows in their support of each other and how they really like what each other is stitching, even though that's not what they are stitching. So it's really nice to see that support. And their Wegmans bag, the Wegmans bag of acquisition. If you haven't watched it just to see what comes out of that bag, please do so. And I want to thank you all for dropping by. If you like what you've seen, like, subscribe, and comment. And check in tomorrow with the Stitching Owl for Y2K Floss Tube Day 3. Bye.